The record will show that what we call new Forba came in and bought old Forba in about September 2006. So if your original contract was August 2006 and this contract is October 2006, it looks like from the paper that you were hired during this transition time. Does that help refresh your recollection?
Helping me telling you who negotiated this contract?
Either one of them.
I'm really sorry, no.
Okay. Who did you understand you were going to work for?
Small Smiles.
Okay.
Forba.
Forba. And who was your immediate supervisor?
This guy Sean Barnwell was the regional clinical supervisor of all dentists.
Okay. And who did you report to?
I reported to him in all matters clinical and to Al Smith, who was the chief operating officer.
And the reason you reported to Sean Barnwell is because on all matters clinical was because he was a dentist and it would be inappropriate for you to be reporting to a non-dentist about clinical matters. Isn't that true?
Yes.
It would be below the standard of care for you to be responding to non-dentists about clinical matters. Isn't that true?
No, it's not necessarily inappropriate if I can discuss non-dental situations with a non-dentist if I'm discussing in an advisory capacity.
Well, I'm asking you about clinical matters. Would it be appropriate to you to answer to non-dentists about clinical matters?
Not to answer to non-dentists, no.
Would it be appropriate for them to influence your professional judgment?
Yes, it would be inappropriate.
It would be inappropriate for them to interfere with your professional judgment?
Yes.
Okay. Let me hand you what's been marked as 230.
Thank you.
You see that document? Now, I don't have the spreadsheet that went with this. All I've got is this document. Who is Al Smith?
He's the chief operating officer
Of Small Smiles?
of Forba.
Forba. Is he a dentist?
No.
And he's setting out the bonus criteria for 2007?
Yes.
And you received this document, didn't you?
If I was a lead dentist, I must have.
Okay. Well, you were a lead dentist.
Right.
Okay. So you would have received this
I
document?
would have received it, yes.
And what can you tell us what the bonus criteria was for you to get a bonus?
Objection to the extent the document speaks for itself.
All right. don't know specifically what the bonus criteria.
What factors would go into being eligible for a bonus?
It's obviously based on your production,
What is production?
the amount of procedures, billable procedures you perform.
Okay. And were you given a goal or an objective for production?
Well, yeah, I mean, if that's what the definition of production is, if you produce X amount in a month, then you have reached your production goal. So,
Okay. My question is this. Were you given a daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly quota or goal that you were expected to reach?
Do you mean him personally or his clinic?
You can answer the question.
Object to the form.
yeah. Yeah, are you talking about my clinic?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, every clinic. Every clinic is given a specific amount that they're expected to make.
Who set that figure?
My hesitation is based on trying to give you the correct response, because it may be based on the baseline may be based on what a clinic initially does, and then parameters are set after that versus.
Okay, but he's just asking you who set the parameter.
Yeah, but okay.
And if you don't know, or you don't remember, that's okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't remember.
Well, let's have an agreement. I'm not looking for the correct answer. I'm looking for the truthful answer.
Oh, objection.
Did you set the production levels for your clinics?
I didn't set them.
If you didn't set them, they were set by someone else, weren't they?
Yes.
And they were set, you had production goals for every day, didn't you?
Yes.
And you saw the production goals for all of your clinics, the clinics that you worked at, didn't you?
Yes.
And you saw the production goals for the other Small Smiles clinics, didn't you?
Yes.
And those goals were set by someone at the home office, weren't they?
I don't know.
They weren't set by a dentist, were they?
I don't know.
Well, how did they arrive in your office?
I didn't work in the first Small Smiles clinic, so I don't know the history that preceded me as far as production goals. So this Sean Bonwell guy, who was my regional go-to person, he could be the one setting the production goals.
If you don't guess, if you don't know, that's fine.
I don't know.
You received an email and a spreadsheet every morning, or your office manager received an email and spreadsheet every morning setting out the production goals for that day, correct?
Every morning? I don't know. I don't remember every morning.
You would have what was called a morning huddle every morning.
We would have a morning huddle.
What would you discuss in that huddle?
We would, among other things, we would discuss what we did the previous day
In production, in terms of production?
in terms of production.
Okay. And would you discuss what you plan to do for that day?
We would discuss what we needed to do to meet our goals, if anything. If we would review what we did yesterday or the day before and see if there was anything we were doing wrong. If there wasn't anything we were doing wrong, we would continue doing what we were doing. It was always understood that patient quality of care was of the utmost importance. But production was discussed, yes.
You would discuss how much revenue the clinic generated the day before, correct?
Correct.
You would discuss what the other clinics that you were in effect competing with did the day before?
No.
You would not discuss that?
No, very rarely.